How's it going, everybody? This is Always back with another video on our channel. Today we're going to take a look at idx.dev website, which is actually an IDE announced in Google I/O 2024. And there is a lot of hype about it, and Google internally been using it, but they made it available for public. Now I do have access to it, and everybody actually have access to it. So IDS is basically an IDE, just like a VS Code in terms of UI in your browser. So we're gonna check that out. What are the functionalities and how it helps you to code quickly. I'm going to be creating a couple of projects and giving you a quick walkthrough of the features. I've been playing with this IDE for some time now, so I have a good idea about the features. So languages are supported, just like you have access to a lot of extensions in VS Code. There are some extensions that you can install and have support for lots of different technologies and languages. We will take a look at that. So the way you access it is going to idx.dev, and you're gonna need a Google account. All you need to do is click on Get Started, and here you will accept terms and condition. I will accept and I will uncheck these two options. All of these are basically the advertisement. Click on Continue and then enable AI features. So this is the most important part. It says code faster with Gemini, work quickly efficiently with AI. I'll click on enable AI features and click on continue. Once you're logged into Project IDX beta, you will see that you can start a new project from one of the template, or you can also click on plus and then import your GitHub repo. There's a special button here. This is a Flutter app. If this is a Flutter app, then just check that out. Now, for this demonstration, I would like to simply start with Angular project. And I will just say Angular IDX tutorial. Click on create. This is going to generate a workspace for you. And now you can see it is initializing your workspace and environment and everything. Once this is done, then we will look at the UI, what the IDX is all about. Okay, so it's pretty identical in when it comes to UI to VS Code, because if I open vscode.dev, you will see that this is pretty similar to VS Code. Same UI, same everything. You have this extension button. I'm going to close this and we stick with the Project IDX for now. So as you can see here, it is installing the dependencies and executing some tasks in the terminal. Once the execution of these commands, like installing the packages, were done, you notice that now there's a inbuilt web that is initializing, and that's pretty cool because you get to see your application side by side. You don't have to open a new tab. So what I'll do here is I'll just go to this page. This is an HTML. Let's ask Project IDX or Gemini, let's say, to do something for us. Now, I would like to press Command Shift P or Control Shift P to bring in the command palette. One thing I want to tell you is that all of the shortcut keys that you are used to in VS Code are here as well. Basically, the UI is literally the VS Code. All the shortcut keys and everything just works as you would be in a VS Code right now. So let's do Command Shift P, and I'm gonna just use this Gemini, and here are some of the options that you get. So if you use the GitHub Copilot, similarly, you get Copilot and you get the options. So now it's here, it says add comments for selected code, chat with Gemini, code actions, or do anything with the selected code, or explain selected code. So what I'll do is I will select all the code, and then I will go to Gemini and I'll say do anything with the selected code, enter, and it says make it more readable, or what do you want to do? I'll just say remove all the code except set router outlet if that exists. Enter, and let's see what it does for us. So once you do the first command, you'll see the Gemini and IDX, and then it's gonna basically, okay, so it didn't really do a good job. So let's see if we can rerun this. I'll click on this refresh button, and then let's see if it reruns that. Okay, there's the error outlet. Well, this command wasn't really working, so what I'll do, I'll just save, and we take a look at the web. And web will be pretty clean. I will use another shortcut key, which is coming from a GitHub Copilot, which is Command I or Control I on Windows. And I would say create top bar with title at the center. And let's see what it does for us. Okay, so I will click on accept, and then here's the navigation. So what I want to do is, it's not really doing a great job here. I want to ask it to make it pretty. I want to use flex and center the title and make it full width. Enter, and let's see what it does. Okay, now let's accept, save, and nothing changed. So basically, somehow, this is actually asking for these files. So what I'll do is I'll go into app component.css file, and we can just say write all the classes required for top bar in mentioned in app component.html file. Let's see if it's smart enough to write that for us. Accept. Nope. Let's see here. Nope, that's totally different. So I think let's go right, select this, and I'm going to ask it a question. Explain navbar classes. Do I need to install any library? Okay, now it's explaining these classes, but this course typically only creates a navigation infrastructure, blah, blah. So the bootstrap system needs to be included in HTML document, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's again a really bad of Gemini AI, because it should have told me that I need to install the bootstrap. It should know that if I have installed bootstrap or not. Now let's discard it. I would like to create a new component. I'm pretty sure I can use, let me just zoom in. I can use terminal to ngg, and then this should give me ability to component, and it should ask me the name. No. Would you like to name a component? I would just say side menu, and this is going to create a component for us. And let's just say we will ask Gemini to create a side menu. Create side menu code in this file. Accept. Let's see if it's create side menu classes. Let's save, and let's see. We are going to go to the app component, and I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to say add side menu component here. Okay, so at least it knows. So now we will just go to view problem. I think I need to go to the app component, and I will need to import the side menu component as well. So side menu component, save, and that should fix it. So here you go. So here we have the side menu. Now this is pretty shit when it comes to creating it like really fancy, because this is not what I was expecting from this to create, like, top bar, a side menu, and then there's a CSS for that. This is pretty bad. I'm actually disappointed in Gemini. GitHub Copilot can do a lot better job than this. Um, Second thing, before we go to the Flutter application and test out Gemini when it comes to Flutter, I want to talk about a little bit about the ID. ID is in the browser, which means a lot of shortkeys that you will be able to use in a VS Code or in an application which is a desktop application. You might not be able to use them here. It will conflict with your browser shortcut keys. For example, if I want to go into extensions and I'm gonna just go to Vim, and I would like to install the Vim extension, which is like, I really need it when it comes to working with any code editor. That's what I need. Now, in terms of Vim, once let's say if it's has been installed. Okay, so let me open up Vim. Okay, so it's not ready yet. I'm not sure what's going on, but extensions enabled globally, that's fine. And that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, when I open a new file, it actually enabled it. So now if I go to, let's say, this is an existing file, it's not going to work. So now it's working. So Vim is one of the main thing that developers use. So it's good that the Vim is working, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of commands is not going to work. For example, if I want to use Command Shift I, which is a command, and it keeps opening this Mac OS command, the email client for me, because that's the default macros, I guess. It's a shortcut key for that. So far, not really good because it's a web browser. Now, again, this is purely a VS Code in the browser, and I don't really like that because I know for a fact the VS Code on a dev does not give you a full-fledged IDE experience at all. Okay, so let's go to file menu, and then we are just going to close the folder. And I would like to go and create a new project. And I think I will need to go into, let's just say, simple idx.dev again. And then maybe if I click on it, get started, and then we will start with the Flutter. So he said to create additional workspace in the Google at no cost, join. Is another one that your workspace. I will just go ahead and then delete that workspace. Delete, press delete and click on delete. It will just delete it. Now, let's click on join. Actually, no, developer program. I don't want to join that. So there's only one workspace I was able to create. So I'll create a Flutter application this time. Let's say it's my IDX test. Click on create to create a Flutter application. Let's wait for this to set up all the project and workspace for us. Okay, so the Flutter applications is being created for us, and I can again tell you guys that it is amazing, it is good. It automatically installed the Flutter application. The AI is great, but people have a lot of concerns about, oh, is it gonna take over my job? I've been using GitHub Copilot, Chat GPT, Google Gemini now, local LMS, but never had a feeling that this AI at its current stage is going to take my software engineering job. And the reason why is because it cannot think about what you need in your project. you still need to provide instruction what you want to do and what you want to build. Now, for example, here is my Flutter application. I've done another video with the Copilot building a simple login page, a sign up page, and a dashboard page. And similarly, I'm going to do that here. So I'm going to create a new file. I'll just say login.dot file. And I'm going to tell it by using Command I. I'll say create a login page using Material UI. Let's press enter and see if it can do that for us. Okay, I will just simply accept, and that's the login page. I would like to just say, let me select this, and I'm going to say Gemini and code actions and explain code, add comments for code, do anything with the selected code. I will go do anything with the selected code. I will just say add form validation, enter. And let's click on continue. Okay, so it says something that I do, I'm not sure, but all I want to do is not inline. I want to do Gemini. I just say chat with Gemini, and I say I want to add form validation to login page. Okay, so now it is giving me the code, and I'm not sure why it didn't give me the full code. That's another problem, which I don't like. So I'll just stop this. I'll just discard it. See, that didn't work well. So for now, let's leave it, and we go to the main dot. Actually, let's create a sign up page, and we're gonna ask it to create sign up page with ability to log in, sign up with first name, last names, email, phone number, age, address fields, and also include form validation. All right, that's click accept. Okay, so we got two pages. I'm gonna go to the main dot file, and I'm going to say here, I'm gonna say add routing for login and sign up page. Okay, that's pretty bad. Okay, that's not good. So we'll just say refresh. No, it's actually, it doesn't know. Here's the routing, but it shouldn't just add stuff like the full page. If I do this, then it's all broken. So the inline stuff doesn't work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just enter here, and then because I know how to add routes, and let's see if it can add routing for login and sign up page. Let's enter, and let's see what happens. So okay, so accept. Okay, so now when I did it, it actually imported the login page or not. No, it didn't import the login page. So I think I can press the VS Code shortcut key command, comma, which would say import this, and import that as well. Okay, so let me try another thing if that exists or not. So just to format, uh, document, and that should just format it. Now there's another error going on. Constructor recall isn't a constructor, blah blah blah. So maybe something's wrong with this form validation package, suggested code. You see all the crap that it wrote is here, and required validator got some issues, so say create or okay. Anyways, I'll just leave that for now, and let's see if in the web we can go into login, enter. Is it an error? Or what is it? So disconnected hard restart. Okay, so let's say it's asking me to do a hard restart, and we go to slash login page, which is this one. Okay, show logs. So there's definitely an error now. So what I'll do here is go to my login page and see what are the imports there. So there's no import here. So what we're gonna do is click here, and I will ask Gemini to resolve these errors. Let's see if this can do it. Fix. Let's see. Let's accept. Okay, so yeah, I have no idea because I'm not a Flutter developer. And if you think that the Flutter apps can be created by AI, it's definitely not possible. And I want to say Gemini, um, start code chat. Okay, fix the error with email validator. So let's see if it can fix it. Okay, it did something. I'll just accept what it did. I don't know, but it didn't fix the error. So if you don't know Flutter, you can't just go ahead and then say use Gemini to start creating apps. I'm not sure that's possible. I'm trying my best to, you know, do what I can. So what I'm going to do is now go to main and just remove the sign up page, save it, and remove the sign up page import, save that, and then we go to the web and it said try again, and let's see if it builds in and show me the login page. If it does, then yeah, that's cool. There is a slash, no, actually, I don't want to do that, so there's another key in Flutter, I believe, if initial route to login. Let's see. I'll save the project and we'll just refresh. Okay, so the Android is there. Let's try to refresh this. Full reload. Does it go to... So it's still working, but it doesn't really go to that. So, okay, unexpected error occurred that requires a reload of the page. Okay, reload, right. So if you are a professional developer, you're not going to be dealing, you don't want to be dealing with lots of issues that you're seeing right now in a live walkthrough of using IDX for building a Flutter application. This is just a simple application. So here's a home page. I'm not going to use the home page now. We'll just say login page, and let's see if that works. Okay, so there you go. So there's a login page. If I start typing something, okay, so there is another problem when it comes to using IDX in the browser. If I press F, you see all these numbers, the FFSK. That's because there's an extension that I use, which is this Vimium extension, and that's disturbing all the Vim in the browser or in the IDX project IDE versus this. So what I'll have to do is just make sure that exclude Vim key is on this page. So save changes, and then when I do something, let's say, let's open an application again, if that's still active, I hope that if I press F, that Vim extension doesn't come up. So being in a browser, if you have an extension that is doing some naughty stuff to your IDE, you're not gonna have a good experience because browser extension can do a lot of things in your browser. Uh, Again, when I just select the code, I just noted that it's a little flickery. It's not something that solid as VS Code. I don't know what's going on with this, but anyways, that's a Flutter project that we just created. And if you look at my other video, GitHub Copilot did a pretty good job compared to this. It's doing something really weird. Now let's go ahead and then maybe we can go ahead and then close this project as well. And there should be a button to get out from here. So I'm gonna try finding it, right? Okay, how do I close this IDE and get out from here? So maybe here? No. If I click here, close folder, close editor. No. If I go to close folder, it's still taking me to the IDX project. It's again, it looks like they have actually taken the VS Code and redeployed it on their website. But anyways, I will go back to the idx.dev because I can't find easily. Actually, is this the button? Or it's not a button, so it's gonna open the yeah, damn, this is not good. So we'll go here, click on get started again, and then it'll take you to the file and says here's your existing workspace. And I cannot create a second workspace. Maybe if I click on, for example, React. Well, we're not going to create a quick project because I think this is enough. For my first impression video, I'll be using IDX quite a bit. But so far, my first impression is disappointing. I wasn't expecting this to be really creating a form field with validation, have an error in the code. And I created some, form fields with validation, but I was expecting this to be, much prettier. It should have just, told me when it comes to installing and using Bootstrap classes, but it didn't do that in Angular. So this is my first impression. So far, I think this is going to be great, but it will take some time and it needs to do some catching up with the VS Code and the Copilot integration. I think Copilot that I've been using recently, it's got much better compared to my first impression with this IDX. So yeah, that's my first impression, guys. I'll be creating a lot more videos on AI and IDEs. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Cheers, bye.